Hey everyone, it's Noodles and Joe just sharing another video, this time in New York City on a short weekend trip.
So a couple main points for a weekend in New York City is first, you want to be staying local, center of Manhattan. We stayed at the New Yorker Hotel for the price, located near Penn Station. It was easy access to everything. And then secondly, getting around New York. You can walk to a lot of things, but you're going to take the subway. There's a $34 7-day pass. It's unlimited rides on subways and buses. Get to know the networks. You can go anywhere very fast, a lot faster than taking an Uber and a lot cheaper than taking an Uber or a taxi. So as soon as we got there, we dropped our bags at the hotel. We went to Times Square to take a quick picture, as you see, where the ball drops for New Year's Eve. And then we went and got on our Circle Line cruise at Pier 83. This is off West 42nd Street, I believe it was. Circle Line Cruises. We took a 2-hour Harbor Lights cruise. So you're going to take this cruise. It's going to go south of Pier 83. You're going to go circle Lower Manhattan. You're going to kind of go around to the Brooklyn side, go under the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge, and then make a U-turn. And you're going to head all the way back down south towards the Statue of Liberty. Spend a little time with the Statue of Liberty right around sunset, and then back up to Pier 83.
One thing I would suggest is to bring a light jacket, especially if you're doing a cruise during the evening. It gets pretty windy, especially if you go outside to take pictures.
Yeah, and we really didn't think about it because the weather was very warm in New York. But yeah, anything on the water, as soon as that sun starts to set and you're moving at a pretty good pace on those cruise lines, it's definitely going to be a little colder. So some of the pictures you're seeing now is we're on the east side of Manhattan, and we're going underneath the Manhattan Bridge and Brooklyn Bridge as we're headed back down towards the Statue of Liberty. This picture right here, the Manhattan Bridge is the one that's a little closer. Brooklyn Bridge is a little further away. We did catch it pretty good with the sunset. A lot of really good pictures. I wouldn't really recommend getting a cruise at night because the darker it gets, yeah, the city's lit up, but you lose a lot of good visuals, especially if you're wanting to take pictures. It's a lot better to do either a day cruise or one like we did. We caught it right at sunset from, I guess it was 7 to 9 was the cruise, and sunset wasn't until about 8:30. So we definitely hit it at the right time. As you're looking at some of these pictures that we have of kind of the sunset and around the Statue of Liberty, that was some of our favorite pictures of the entire trip. I did want to mention one thing. It's kind of a main point. If you're going to New York just for a weekend, try to do it with just backpacks. We did take 2 backpacks. So much easier to get around. You don't want to be lugging roller bags around. A lot of people did, and if you're going to be longer than a weekend, you might have to. But it makes it so much easier just to get off the plane, jump on a airline bus from the airlines to the subway station, take the subway, and it's just, you're a lot more mobile. It's really going to make a difference in your weekend trip. So you're kind of seeing the last couple pictures of the skyline coming up. One of my favorite pictures is kind of a further away picture with the clouds, the skyline of Lower Manhattan and the Statue of Liberty as you're seeing now. And this kind of wraps up our Friday evening. Saturday morning, we went to the World Trade Center. This is the World Trade Center subway station. That's the main stop at the end of the line for a couple of different lines. If you make your way down there, you can see the One World Trade Center in the picture. And then we went to the memorial. The memorial was mostly still roped off. You couldn't really get close access to it. This is about as close as we could get, even with the zoom on my camera. It was nice to see, kind of show your respects, and then we went on.
And shortly after that, we visited Chinatown and spent most of the morning there. We'll go in more depth during our food video that we'll be posting on some of the things that we actually tried.
Yeah, Chinatown was definitely a unique experience. Not a lot of tourism there, mostly locals, but the food was delicious, and we're definitely going to spend a little more time with that in our other video. So after Chinatown, we made our way up to the Met. Out of the museums that I've been to, quite a few. I do enjoy going to museums. This would probably be my third favorite museum in the world. Definitely number one in the United States. The only thing that would top it, I think, would be the British Museum in London or the Louvre in Paris. There's a lot of exhibits here, a lot of different cultural experiences, a lot of different historical artifacts, paintings. It's just you can take it in for multiple days. We only spent a couple short hours here. Hit some of the main exhibits that I like to see, Egyptian exhibits, anything that's Greek statues or Roman, anything of that nature I really enjoy. But we did kind of give it a good walkthrough, saw as much as we could, and this is where we spent our main part of the afternoon on Saturday afternoon.
I definitely thought it was well worth the money, especially if you can spend hours, even days, looking at just the history of the entire world. One of my favorites definitely was the Egyptian exhibit, and then the Ancient Asia exhibit as well too. The Japanese art, the Chinese pottery, and also the stained glass art at the European exhibit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was nice. And she mentioned the price. So it is $25 a person. I know if you're used to going to some of the museums and other places, they're free or they're a little less. So it is a little expensive, but it's definitely worth it. It's worth the time spent there. After we got done with Met, we took a stroll across Central Park. If you have a lot of time for an afternoon in Central Park, it could be worth it. We really didn't have that in our timeline, so we went to the Met and got off one of the subway stations near the Met, and then we decided to walk across Central Park to catch another subway station to go back towards the hotel Saturday evening. So we didn't have a lot of time, but we kind of utilized it so that we still got to walk across the park and enjoy it a little bit and just kind of at least see it. But there's a lot of people, great weather, so a lot of people out. You had to get there early if you wanted a good shady spot under the tree. And then Sunday morning we woke up. We had a couple changes with our flights, so we had a little bit of time, and we wanted to go to Grand Central Station. We didn't really have a reason to be here, just to go see it because it's iconic. The architecture is amazing. And then we went over to Flushing Park. So Flushing Meadows, 7 line all the way down. You can go see the globe at the park from the World's Fair. And it was just a good way to kill our afternoon, kind of waiting before our flight out since we had a little extra time. Another beautiful day. And then we fly our flight back Sunday night to Nashville. We hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe.